Hello, I'm Michele Ruiz, and I have spent the day today running around getting all of my documentation together to be certified as a minority-owned business. I recently was offered the opportunity to participate in a contract process as long as I could provide certification that I was a minority-owned business. Now, I have known about certification for both minority-owned businesses as well as women-owned businesses in the past. But today I decided that I'm just going to dedicate the day to doing everything that's necessary to begin the process of becoming certified. And the reason for that is because there are corporations and federal agencies as well as state agencies that allocate a certain amount of their business to minority-owned businesses and women-owned businesses. It could be everything from marketing to being a supplier. And so these companies, corporations, as well as these agencies look at directories that provide service providers and companies that have certification to reach out to and to invite to participate in opportunities. So if you haven't thought about it and you think that you might qualify, then I strongly encourage you to do it. So basically what you need to be able to demonstrate is that, and I'm going to speak right now for the moment on minority-owned businesses, you need to be able to demonstrate that you are at least 51% owner as a minority of your business. So if you have business partners, at least the main person who will qualify as a minority-owned person leading the company has to own at least 51% of the company. The minority person also has to be the highest level position in the company. So president, CEO, founder, whatever the designation is. So I have spent the day pulling together my formation documents for my company, because I happen to be an LLC, and if you're a corporation, there are other types of documents. Documentation to show that I own at least 51% of the company. I also needed to demonstrate and prove that I am I fall into one of those minority groups, which is currently Asian, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So you have to be able to demonstrate, for example, that that either you yourself were born in a country that is, in my case, Spanish speaking, or you are the daughter or son of someone who was. So in my case, I am a U.S. citizen. You have to be a U.S. citizen, so you have to prove that as well. I had to run around today and go to one of those offices to get a copy of my birth certificate that shows where my parents are from. In addition to that, you have to provide financial documentation. You also have to provide a business license. You have to be able to demonstrate where you're working and that you have an office. And by the way, a home-based business does qualify, in case you were wondering. You also have to get information notarized. So once you pull all this information together, and it's a pretty rigorous process, but still worthwhile to go through. Then you fill out an application and you answer a lot of questions and you give information about yourself as the minority owner of the company. You have to provide a bio, for example, and you also have to provide a profit and loss statement and a balance sheet and all these kinds of things. So you fill out an application, you turn in all the documentation. You have to meet every single item on their documentation list. You can't say, oh, I don't have that one item. You just won't qualify. Then you have to get your application notarized. And then they, whichever agency you go to, and there are a variety across the country, you can probably check with your business chamber. You can just look online for where you can go through the certification process. Then you submit it all and you pay a fee, which is usually a couple $100, maybe a little bit more. And then it takes about, depending on where you're having this done, 4 to 8 weeks. In my case, I actually wanted it expedited, so I paid an additional fee to have it expedited. So once the agency that is certifying me here in Los Angeles verified that I had provided all of the required documentation, the next step is a site visit. So I'm expecting a site visit tomorrow. They've already contacted me. And then I expect to be able to have the official certification and entered into the directory that companies, corporations, and federal and state agencies look at and be designated as a minority-owned business. So it is a bit of work. but it's worth it. And there are entrepreneurs, by the way, who have created an entire business simply by being a minority-owned certified supplier or service provider to corporations and federal and state agencies. So I hope that you will consider it if you feel that you can qualify. I hope that helps. Take care.